Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we're going to be doing episode number 1 of my declutter series for 2021. I actually haven't really done a real declutter series on my channel yet, and I've really wanted to do one, and now is the perfect time because I'm about to move. And just to preface this, I am not going to be throwing any of this makeup away. I will be finding new homes for it. All of this stuff is accounted for, so please do not ask for it in the comments. It's just awkward, I promise. But we are going to be starting off the declutter series on my channel with something that is near and dear to my heart, and that's something that I have a ton of. This is going to be a declutter of my highlighters, and I have a lot. I have everything from drugstore to really high end, so we have a good spectrum to choose from here. No one person needs all of these highlighters, so if you're interested in watching my highlighter declutter video, then keep on watching. Alright y'all, so we are at my vanity right now. I'm going to show you my current highlighter drawer so we can do a before and after. So here it is. It's actually pretty organized. I will include highlighter palettes in this video because they are all highlighter, but face palettes with highlighters in them will be in a separate video. Let's dive into the declutter. Here's my beautiful pile of highlighters here. There's a ton of them, so we have a lot to get through in this video, so I'm going to try not to ramble on too much. I am also going to be including cream highlighters in this, so just as a heads up, they're in here. All right, so we're gonna start with the cream ones because I only have a few of them. So number 1, Fenty Beauty. We got this in a BoxyCharm and I never use it. It is a purple shade. This is in shade Unicorn, and it's just not for me. Here's what it looks like. It's just, it just makes me look bruised, honestly. Like, the purple shade for me, it can be used on my eyes maybe, but I never use it for that. So this is going to be decluttered. Next up is a cream highlighter from Marc Jacobs, and this one I actually am going to keep. It looks like a little deodorant. I actually got this from TJ Maxx. This was really cheap, but it's actually a really gorgeous cream highlighter. It's this white gold shade next to the purple. This blends out super beautifully. Such a great product for the summer, but I actually use this more on my body than my face just because I find that it kind of pulls foundation a little bit, but it's a great body highlighter and I don't really have anything else like it in my collection, so I'm going to keep it. And this is in the shade Spotlight, and it is their glow stick. This is a Catrice Glow-Scope highlighter palette. These are all cream shades. They really don't feel that bad on the finger, but I just don't really love them on the face. They're not my favorite cream highlighter ever, and the shades, I can only use like 2 of them, and then this one's a kind of cool one because you can use it around Halloween and it kind of gives like a spooky glow, but I don't want to keep it just for that, so this is going to be decluttered. It is from Ulta Beauty. This is a brow highlighter, and I don't know what shade it is. It doesn't really say. It's okay. Not my fave. This actually came in the Ulta Advent calendar, so it's time for it to go. So I actually have 2 more cream highlighters that I completely forgot about. This one is from Farsali, and this is actually kind of a skincare item, but it is a face illuminator, and it is the Jelly Beam illuminator, and this is in rose golds. This is what it looks like. It's still jelly, but it's really old, and the shade is just not 100% for me. It's a little deep for me, but it actually is really pretty. I like the formula of it. This was all over Instagram at one point, and rightfully so. It's a really cool, innovative product, but I just did not find that it looks the best on me, but it is actually really pretty. This was actually in a BoxyCharm skincare box the one time that they did that, so this is going to be decluttered. And lastly, for the cream products, this is the Iconic London Illuminator, and this I'm actually going to keep. This is the only real cream highlight that I actually enjoy so far. I don't really go for cream highlighters often. All it takes is just a little bit and it blends out so beautifully. Even though it's a hair dark for me, I can blend it out to be my shade, and it just gives you the softest kind of beaming glow. I know that's kind of contradictory, but it just looks amazing. I mean, look at that. But you can definitely sheer it out. This is also a really great body highlight, but I actually do use it on the face and it does work really well and doesn't really take off my foundation. So I'm gonna keep this. This was a BoxyCharm item actually, so really happy with that. I think next up we can get the face palettes or the highlighter palettes out of the way because I don't have too many of them. So first up, I have something from an Ipsy box, and this was very old. I think 2 years old maybe now, but I actually used this. I used it a lot. This is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette in Pink Sands. So it's a really gorgeous palette. I love how the packaging looks. And it actually comes with a cream highlighter product and then 3 other highlighting shades. And this is actually the lighter of the 2. They have a deeper option, but these highlighters were really pretty. But I don't know if they stayed beautiful 2 years later. I mean, every makeup item has an expiration date, so it's fine. I get it. But some of my older powder highlights have aged better than this. It's still actually really pretty. The cream is just done. I can't even get anything off of it really. Like just a tiny bit. This is like hard pan. And I don't use the gold shade ever because it's too deep for me. So I only use these 2 shades and they are really pretty. See, they are gorgeous, but do I want to keep it just for the 2 shades? You know what? I think it's time to declutter. I think this had a really great run, but I just don't think that I'm going to dive into it because of the other highlighter formulas that I have in my collection. So I have ones that I'm looking at in my collection right now that I would reach for 10 times over this. I mean, yeah, it's time for this to go. This one is really nostalgic. So this was one of my first palettes, let alone a highlighter palette. This was one of my first palettes and I got this from TJ Maxx. I went to like 3 or 4 different TJ Maxxes to find this. And I finally had found it intact because all of them were shattered when I kept finding them. And this was like the holy grail. I found it. I was so happy. And I love the formula of this. I really do. But it's just really old. I mean, look how it just glitters so beautifully though. I've really used this so much. Do I want to keep it? I kind of want to keep this for nostalgic reasons. I don't really use the purple. I don't really use the blue. The green is a really cool highlighter color. I mean, come on, like that's beautiful. They're really blinding, but I don't know. Like the middle shade, oh, that white shade swatched so beautifully. They all shine really well, except for the orange one. Not really a fan of that one as much. It's like an orangey peachy duochrome situation. But I think I'm going to keep this for nostalgic reasons because my favorite Disney princess is Aurora and I loved this palette so much. And all of my old videos feature this and I kind of just don't want to get rid of it yet. So this is going to survive the declutter. All right. Controversy here. This is from JSC or Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This is the 24 karat Skin Frost palette. Now, I do not use this brand on film anymore, and the only reason I'm showing it to you is because it's in my highlighter collection and I would feel weird about not showing it. Let's talk about it. The packaging is pretty, but it's not really my aesthetic. I like more sophisticated packaging. This kind of seems a little bit out there for me. I'm gonna be real. I like this formula. I actually do, but sadly, I only use 1 or 2 shades out of this entire palette. So what I'm thinking of doing is depotting Sarcophagus, which is the only shade that I actually use in here. I mean, the formula is awesome. I can't really knock that. Like, let's see. It's a gorgeous highlight. It really is. The camera's having trouble focusing on it, but look at that compared to that. It's like, it's a really nice formula, but I only use 1 shade. And I don't really use this brand on film anymore. I don't really want to give them promotion. So I think it's time to declutter this. And I will keep you updated on if I actually depot this 1 shade and I'll put it in a Z palette, just unnamed. It'll just be that unnamed highlighter. But I actually do enjoy the formula. I like the way it looks on my skin, and yeah, I'll decide about this shade later. But every other shade is getting decluttered. Now this one is a little weird. So I actually have not used this, so I'm actually going to definitely declutter it. It's brand spanking new. I think I've swatched it once, but I definitely think it can find a better home. I got this in a BoxyCharm and it just wasn't for me. And I'm gonna find a better home for it because I don't ever touch it. Wow, I really decluttered all but 1 of my highlighter palettes. That's crazy. So I'm not sure how to go about this. I might start from drugstore and work my way up to luxury. I think that might be the easiest plan for this. Starting off with my cheapest highlighter in my collection. This is from LA Colors. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I will link my Dollar Tree makeup video in the cards so you can go see it and see this in action. This actually really impressed me. I loved the way it looked on my skin. Now, the swatch doesn't really do it justice as much. It definitely doesn't, I don't know. It looks deceiving as a swatch. Like, that's it. I know it looks kind of on a swatch, but on the face, it actually looks wet and beautiful and like almost like a natural highlight, but really gorgeous. And it was $1, and I really actually enjoy it. So I'm gonna keep this. This is in shade Glow Time. So Makeup Revolution, kind of drugstore, right? I would say so. This is one of my older ones. This is the Vivid Baked Highlighter. I know you can't really read the front of it. It's very, very subtle on the front, but this is I got this from TJ Maxx for $3. Still has the tag on it because I didn't want to rip it off because it would ruin this. But this is in Radiant Lights, and I am definitely going to declutter this. It does look okay, but this is more of like a finishing powder. It really is not a highlight. It kind of just adds a subtle shine. So I may try this as a finishing powder and see then if I want to declutter it, but as a highlighter, it is absolutely going into the declutter bin. And then this one, I actually really liked this at one point. I used it a lot. I know it doesn't look like I did. It's just a lot of product in here. There was no way that I was ever going to hit pan on this, honestly. But I mean, it's really not bad. I got this one as well for $3. This is in shade Champagne Kiss. This is the Skin Kiss highlighter formula. And it actually looks very similar to the Dollar Tree one. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, I'm definitely going to declutter this then. If the Dollar Tree one kind of stands up to it, then yeah, this time for this one to go. It kind of hit a little bit hard pan, so it's not as pretty as it once was. It's kind of old, but not too old. Like, it shouldn't be acting like this, so this one is decluttered. Ulta Beauty. This one was in the advent calendar. This one doesn't have a shade name on it, but it is just their highlighter. It's really dry, too golden for me. That I don't like really the formula at all. It's okay. It's just too dark for me. I'm not really a fan of the shade. So this is gonna go bye-bye. Wet n Wild. This is a blush lighter. I know this is a blush. It has blush in the name, but I use this as a highlighter mostly. I do use this occasionally as a highlight as well, but mostly just a blush topper. I didn't want to classify this as a blush because I don't really use it just as a straight up blush. I use it only on top of blushes or as a highlighter. So I actually really enjoy this formula. Sorry, it's really dirty. I use it a lot, but I will go ahead and show you the shades. So these are really gorgeous. They have a nice soft formula to them. The highlighter is really subtle, but really gorgeous, and you can build it up to be blinding. And then the blush topper is absolutely stunning. I love mixing the two and making a pinky highlight as well. It's actually a little bit glittery, so if you don't like a glittery highlight, you might not like this, but I enjoy glitter all the time, so this one was definitely for me. This was in shade Highlight Bling, and I am definitely happy with this. This is definitely a keeper. This one is from Makeup Revolution. I forgot to talk about this when I talked about the others, but this is their Radiant Vivid Shimmer Brick, and I got this for free from Ulta. They were doing some promotion where you come in and like do a grab bag type situation. It's actually really pretty. It's on the drier side for the formula, but the actual highlight that you get is really pretty. Do I have a spot on my hand? Yeah, I'm gonna do it here. But that is really pretty. So I'm actually gonna keep this. I will say I am kind of on the fence because I don't use this bottom section here. It's just too deep. It's too deep for me. I'll show you what it looks like. It's like, it makes a little bit of a bronzy highlight. which would be a beautiful eyeshadow shade, but not a highlight shade on me. But I actually do like that this can be used for a bunch of different skin tones, and so many people can get use out of this. And the formula is actually pretty good, so I'm definitely gonna keep this. Elf. This is from their retro, I think that was what it was called, collection. This is nice. It's just a lot of glitter. This is definitely something that I would use more on the body than the face. I mean, look at this glitter though. I mean, that's really pretty. I really do like it though. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'm keeping it. This, I need to try it on my eyes because I feel like this would be really gorgeous over an eyeshadow. Multi-dimensional face and body shimmer. Yep, I'm gonna keep this because in summertime, I'm gonna put this all over me. This is so pretty. I mean, look at that glitter. Ugh, that's so pretty. So if you do not like a glittery highlight, this is definitely not for you, but I wanna put glitter everywhere, as I said, so this is for me. So I'm keeping this. Next up, we have from CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Super Stunner. And if you've ever seen some of my past TikToks, you've probably seen this. This is in Pearl Crush. I really enjoy this formula. It almost feels like a ColourPop Super Shock shadow. The shade is a little bit deep for me. It's almost verging on I can't use it, but it's still really gorgeous and I can definitely make it work. But I don't have a lot that is this shade, like a golden shade that works for me, so I'm definitely gonna keep it. I love the feeling of this. I wish they would make one a little bit lighter for me, but I can always mix this with a different highlight and get something I really love. I can definitely sheer it out and use it, but this is just a really good formula from the drugstore, so definitely keeping this. Another Wet n Wild product here. We have the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Caught in Your Web, and this actually, I don't know if you can see it, it has a skull imprint on it. It was one of their Halloween highlighters, and I actually got this in an influencer box. I like it, I just don't use it all the time, but it's really unique. It gives you that kind of like spooky blue purple kind of highlight, but it's really not that in your face. It's definitely not my favorite. It just gives you a like spooky glow. So I'm kind of debating. I'm like, should I keep it for Halloween looks? But I feel like I can use my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette instead. So I think I am going to declutter this. This one I already know is a keeper. I'm sorry. I just had to spoil it because I love this so much. This is the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter, and this is in shade Daybreak Glimmer. This is a gorgeous highlight. I've heard people say that the shade and formula is very similar to the ABH Amrezy highlighter from ABH. I personally do not have the Amrezy highlighter. I can't really tell you how much of a dupe it is, but this is gorgeous. And if this is what the Amrezy highlighter is like, then I think I will like it. It's not like a cream to powder formula like the ColourPop. It's more of a powder formula, but there is no glitter in this. It is just luminous pigment. I mean, it's so pretty. I don't know if that just did it justice or not, but this is a gold shade that I have no problem using on my fair skin tone. So this is just so pretty. I love the embossment in the pan. It was like dragon scales, which is really cool and unique, so keeping. This is an instant yes, I'm keeping. This is Flexitarian. This is the Super Shock Cheek highlighter from ColourPop. Obviously, this is actually broken. I've broken it so many times, but you can repress it. It's not hard to repress, but it just kind of gets annoying. I might just have to get a new one of this, but I just don't want to waste it because I keep using it over and over and over again. So, I mean, I might as well just keep smushing it down, right? Because that works. It's just annoying. But this highlight is fragile, but see, I pressed it down. It's fine. It works. This is the most beautiful highlight from ColourPop. I think this is probably my favorite. I mean, look at that. I mean, just look at that. That looks like a high-end highlighter. It has micro glitters in there that I just love, but it does not look overly glittery on the cheeks. I use this on the inner corner of my eyes all the time. This is like a go-to inner corner highlight for me. The shade is perfect. The formula is amazing. This is so good. I'm keeping it. Next up from ColourPop is one of their oldest items. This is not available anymore. This is their pressed powder face. This, do I want to keep it just for sentimental reasons? I'm not sure. I might. It doesn't even have a label on the back. That's how old this is. Like, this was one of my first ColourPop items. It's actually, like, it's still pretty luminous, but it's just not, it doesn't compare at all. It's really, really old. It's probably like, oh my God, when was I in college? That's how old it was. Dang. This makes me feel really old, but I kind of just want to keep it for sentimental reasons. So this is one of the first ColourPop products ever, I think. So I'm absolutely going to keep this just for, I don't know, it was a good memory. Now this one, this is from the Villains collection. This is the Super Shock Cheek Highlighter, Maleficent highlighter, and this is Mistress of All Evil. This is beautiful. This is not going absolutely anywhere in my collection. This is so pretty. It's glittery. It's beautiful. It's the same formula as Flexitarian, just a slightly darker shade for me. It's kind of similar to the Revlon one, but you can't argue with that formula. I mean, look at those two. The ColourPop ones just really stand out on my hand right now. Yeah, they are not going anywhere. This has the most beautiful, almost blue and pink reflex in there, but this is a slightly glittery highlight, so if you're not into that, you might not like this one, but I really, really love this. This is awesome, so I'm gonna keep it. This one is from Laura Geller. This is in Gilded Honey. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm. I remember, because this kind of shade I would not pick out myself because I know it's too deep for me, but this formula is really good. I like the shine of it. I like that there's no glitter to it, but it's just too deep for me. It's just too dark, too deep of a golden shade. It looks similar to the ColourPop one, but you can kind of see there's a little bit more rose goldness to the ColourPop one than this one. This is more of a true gold. And I think I have gold highlights that I like and can use, and it's just time for this one to go. And because I got this in a BoxyCharm, I'm not emotionally attached to it in any way, so it's easier for me to declutter. This is from Kylie Cosmetics. This is Ice Me Out highlighter. It's a pressed illuminating powder, in Ice Me Out. I really like the color of the packaging. I actually like the style of packaging. The formula is really good. I actually like it a lot, so I'm going to keep it. I like the embossment in the pan. I think it feels similar to a ColourPop highlighter. It's just a little less sparkly. It's definitely more of a natural highlight kind of for me. It can be built up, but it's definitely not a glittery highlight at all. All the glitter on my hand is from the previous swatches, don't worry. But it's nice. I like it, and it's the one Kylie product that I actually enjoy, so I'm keeping it. Next up is from Benefit, and this is one of their, it was in their little like set of 5 cheek things, minis. I don't know words. This is Dandelion Twinkle, and they do actually sell this in a big box, but this one is perfumed like crazy, and I hate that, so I never touch it. It also has the weirdest powdery feel to it. I don't enjoy this, really. It doesn't look horrible. It just almost, it kind of reminds me of an Hourglass powder where it's like supposed to be a finishing powder, but it's just really sparkly, and I don't know. Is it sparkly? I can't really tell, honestly. I don't know. It's just not for me. I'll just leave it at that. I don't like the scent of it at all. I like Benefit cheek products, but this one is just not it. A Benefit highlight that I do really love, this is the Cookie highlight from Benefit Cosmetics, and it's in the box kind of packaging, which I don't really love, but the formula is worth it, 100%. I mean, it feels kind of similar to a ColourPop Super Shock cheek highlighter. But the formula is gorgeous. The shade is gorgeous. I'm here for it. It's definitely kind of on the rose gold end, but that's definitely where I like. And I actually like this little brush. I know a lot of people say they don't use it, but I actually find that it applies the product beautifully and actually shears it out pretty nicely. So I actually like keeping the brush. I mean, look what it just did. That's really pretty. This actually helps you apply it to the body too. I like it. So this is a definite keep. Another easy one. This is the Kaleidos Diamond Dasher Highlight. I love the packaging of this. I will say it is fragile though, so be very careful. I've already chipped it a little bit, but it is a beautiful peachy glittery highlight. So beautiful. Almost has like a duochrome-y kind of shift to it. But look at the glitter in there. It's almost like bluish glitters with pink in there. And then the highlight itself is actually like a pink to peach kind of shift, which is so, so stunning. This on the eyes would be beautiful too. Yeah, I just love this. Kaleidos has my heart, so I don't think I'll ever be able to declutter anything Kaleidos, but yeah, this is just so stunning. I mean, look at that. It catches your eye. I love it. Let's do the Artist Couture. So we have two of them. Both of them I got in BoxyCharm. One of them is in Summer Haze and the other is Gold Digger. And I will show you the shades. This is what happens when you don't seal it up again and it gets shaken. So this is shade Gold Digger, and it's like a white yellow, but with a lot of glitter in there. It's really, really gorgeous. A white champagne to a yellow shift. Really, really gorgeous. I actually really enjoy this shade. Here is Summer Haze. I'll try to get a little bit on there. It is a more rose gold version, but it's mostly glitter, I will say. Both of these have a lot of glitter in them. I don't know, like, I don't think I can get rid of it. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it back in the packaging. I am definitely going to keep both of these. I think these are beautiful. I would actually like more shades in these. I think the formula is beautiful. It's just messy, but messy's not a reason to get rid of it. So I'm gonna keep both shades. Similarly, let's go on with the other loose highlighters that I have, just because they're not the #1 reach for formula in my collection. So let's just get those out of the way. So this is Glamlight Cookies and Milk. The packaging I don't love as much as the Artist Couture, but the product is actually really beautiful. Like, look at that glitter in here. It's really, really stunning. Only issue I have with this is that it's too deep for my skin tone. I cannot use this as a highlighter. I have to use this on the eyes, and I just never reach for it for the eyes. So for that reason, I think I'm going to declutter it. I love the cookies and milk kind of theming to it. It actually came in the foodie box that I got, so I really do like it. I'm gonna find this a good home and declutter it. Next up, I have the 3 Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighters. These are the loose highlighters. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one, okay? I'll be 100% honest, because I hate this formula. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's messy, not good. The shades don't work for me. Not really glittery, not really shiny at all. But the packaging though is so gorgeous. And I almost want to just keep it out on my vanity forever looking like this. I mean, come on. It's gorgeous. This glitter cap situation was genius. I almost don't want to throw away the product or give it to someone else because of the packaging. So that's a win. I will say that the formula is just not that good. I mean, look at it. It's barely even coming out. It comes out in chunks. You know what? I can't even swatch it. It's really that bad. Like, I can't even use it anymore. It's just, it didn't stay fresh. Let's see if the other ones will. There's no thing to close it in here at all, so you can't seal it back. You can see it a little bit. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. I'll put it over this one. It's a gold highlight. Like, okay. That one's okay. The pink one is just actually coming out in clumps and I can't use it. Let's see if the white one is any better. It's basically just straight up glitter at this point, to be honest. Yep, it's just straight up glitter right now. So, not my favorite formula at all, but I think I'm going to keep them for vanity purposes, just keeping it out on my desk because, wow, these are pretty. And I can kind of keep it if I just want to add glitter to something. Especially this shade, I can definitely just use it as a glitter topper. I don't think I'll ever use the gold or the pink. This is in shade, ooh, look at that. I love that. This is in Snowflake. And this one is in, ooh, can you even read that on camera? I can't tell. This is So Hollywood. And then this one is Sunset Aura. I did get this at TJ Maxx as well, so I didn't pay full price. I paid about $10 for all three of these, so I figured I'd like the packaging enough just to pay for it. You know, $10 for this, it's fine. Let's go with another TJ Maxx pick. This is from Becca Cosmetics, and this is in shade Opal. Their Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is in Opal. It's a mini, and I got this from TJ Maxx for like maybe $4, and this is the perfect size for me because I wouldn't really go through a huge highlighter. I actually really do like this formula. It's not my favorite highlighter formula in the entire world. I know these were raved about at one point. The shade is pretty. It's just not my favorite anymore. I think I like ColourPop better. Sadly, Becca is going out of business. They are closing in September, so I will keep this on hand just because the memes, I guess. Keep it for the memes. But, I mean, it is pretty. I don't know. It's just kind of sad to me now, sadly, because they're closing, but I don't know. I still like it, so I'm going to keep it. Next up, another TJ Maxx purchase here. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Neo Highlighter in Sahara. And this is a really cool kind of product where it has one side like lighter and the other side deeper. So you can kind of go in the middle to get a mixture, or you can go on one side or the other. In theory, this is really cool. And I've seen some things coming out recently that are kind of similar to that. But for formula wise, there ain't no highlight going on, like at all. So I'm gonna have to declutter this. I completely forgot about one other drugstore highlighter that I have because it's not like ColourPop. I completely forgot about it. This is Soul Body. This is the sister brand to ColourPop. This is actually in shade Platinum, and this is their Shimmering Body Powder. This is another product that I only whip out in the summertime. It's heavily scented like coconut, which is not my favorite thing ever, but it is blinding. I will give them that. Like, it's a really gorgeous highlight, but it's definitely more of a body highlighter for me, and the smell is just intense. The smell has kind of dissipated now, which I actually prefer because I've had it for a while. I almost like it more now. But it's still a really good formula, and I like the big pan. I like the shade. I like the glitter. It is a glittery highlight, so just keep that in mind. I think I'm going to keep this. Let's go with this one next. So this is from Steve Laurent. This is a jelly highlighter, and this is in shade Cotton Candy. I got this in a boxy pop-up sale. It was very cheap. I got it for like $3 or $4. And I forget what the retail price is, but I am just so happy I purchased this because I had heard really good things about this before. But this is a very similar formula to the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek, where it's that kind of putty creamed powder formula, but it's in a beautiful pink shade. And it is really more jelly than the ColourPop ones, honestly. Like, it feels wet. And then when you actually go to apply it, it just gives you the most beautiful looking wet shine right here. I know that wasn't the best swatch, but you can definitely see it. It's blinding. It's equally matching the ColourPop one, just not glittery, which I do enjoy. Sometimes I enjoy a highlight without glitter, and this is one of my favorite ones that do that. And it's an interesting and innovative formula, which I really do love. And Steve Laurent, I've had really good luck with their products. I've gotten all of them in BoxyCharm, but I still have really liked them. But this highlighter is amazing. So if you have the chance to get it, I would highly recommend trying it. I would love to have more shades of this. All right, next up is 110% keeping. This is from Fenty Beauty. Oh my gosh, it's so dirty. I'm so sorry. This is why I don't like that mirror reflective kind of packaging, because I feel like it just never can stay clean, especially in a makeup drawer. I mean, come on, powder everywhere. But it's one of those putty formulas. I actually would love the full size of this. I have the mini, obviously, but I would love to get the big one of this because I use it so often. And I think I'm actually gonna pan this. But it's the most beautiful, wet, glittery glow. And it's super fine and sophisticated. I don't really know how to talk about that without just like crying tears of joy. This is so beautiful. It just looks like you have diamonds on your skin, and I love it. It really catches the light beautifully. I actually use this on the eyes a ton. It looks beautiful as a glitter topper for your eyeshadow, and as a highlight, it just looks really wet and beautiful. So this is a definite keep. This is a newer one to my collection. I actually just got this a few days ago. This is from Milk Makeup, and this is their Flex Highlighter in Iced. I thought this shade was going to be a little lighter than it was, but I got it for $8, so I'm not really complaining. But I actually do like this formula. It, again, kind of has a similar feel to the ColourPop highlighters. There it is. It's still a beautiful highlight. It kind of looks similar to that one, actually. It's definitely not a glittery highlight. It's definitely more metallic, and it is slightly leaning gold. And I like having a variety of shades for highlighters, and this one does work for my skin really well, so I'm gonna keep this. I have 3 of these. So this one is the one that I purchased on my own. This one is in Sandcastle and Minted Mojito. And this is really gorgeous. I fell in love with these shades in store. As you can see, there's a big dip in both of these shades. I haven't quite hit pan yet, but really gorgeous. I use both of these shades on the eyes and on the cheeks. The Sandcastle one is a little bit deep for a highlight for me, but if I mix the two, I can get a really beautiful look for me. The blue one is a beautiful, unique highlight for my skin tone. I really do enjoy it, and both are absolutely stunning on the eyes. They are glittery, but they have this very sophisticated shine to them that I really do enjoy. It's a great duo. I'm definitely keeping this. This one is from BoxyCharm, and this is in Trophy Wife. And normally this shade would not work for me. This is a bright gold. This is definitely not a highlighter for me in any way, shape, or form. I cannot pull this off at all. It's just too yellow gold for me. Like, it just doesn't work for my skin tone. But I've seen this on deeper skin tones, and oh my god, this is so stunning. It looks amazing on deeper skin tones. But this for me is an eyeshadow, like 110%, but it is a gorgeous eyeshadow. I mean, look at the glitter in this. Like, you really can't beat that. It almost looks like just a high-end shadow, a high-end eyeshadow, but a big pan of it, and it's all glitter, which makes me so happy. And the way it catches the light is just so beautiful. So this is staying in my collection. Thank you, BoxyCharm, for giving this to me, because oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite things I've ever gotten at BoxyCharm. And lastly, we have Mean Money and Hustla Baby. So this one I am questioning. I got this in a Sephora Favorites kit, I think last year, or maybe the year before that. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I get a lot of these, but this side I actually really do like, but this side I'm not a fan of as much. Mean Money is just not doing it for me. I don't know why. It's just subtle, and I don't do subtle. The other one is beautiful. So I'm kind of debating, because I like one side and not the other. But do I want to keep it just for that one side? I don't really have a maybe pile. I might have to declutter this. You know what? I'm going to keep this for now, and maybe in the next declutter I will think about getting rid of it. But I really do like Hustla Baby, but Mean Money is just not really showing up on me, and it's just very, very subtle. So I'm going to keep this for now and eventually think about decluttering it. Next up, I have 2 Ofra highlighters, and I actually have other products from Ofra in similar packaging, but they're kind of like duos, so I don't want to include them in this one. This is the March Beauty Word highlighter and the highlighter in Glazed Donut. That was part of the Nikki Tutorials collaboration. I love both of these. I love Ofra's formula so much. These are both older. Samantha March's came out last March. And then this one is even older than that. This one's probably almost 2 years old now. but it's really beautiful and is still really, really beautiful. So, oh yeah, she's still kicking. She's still kicking. And then we have the March Beauty Word one, which is Star Island and Pillow Talk. Both shades are gorgeous on their own, and then together they make a beautiful, beautiful mix. I mean, look at that. That's, Ofra formula is so, so good. Like, just wow. Ugh, I love it. Definitely Glazed Donut definitely pops more than the other two, but these on the skin look so beautiful together, so I'm definitely keeping it. And I love my girl Samantha March, so I'm keeping it. Next up, we have Marc Jacobs. So this is another one where I am really, really conflicted because this packaging, I lusted after this packaging so, so hard. This beautiful, I love Marc Jacobs. Like, most of their products really do impress me. This one sadly doesn't, though. The packaging is amazing, but the product inside is just not comparable to the packaging. It does have a really pretty kind of shift to it, but it's just powdery. It's really not a highlight. So I'm actually thinking of keeping the packaging and just depotting what's inside of it and putting something else in there. I know that's weird, but I really do love this packaging. So I'm going to keep this because of the packaging. Yeah, I'm crazy. I know. I love glitter. Hi, welcome. But I just love looking at this. Using it, not so much. But I love looking at this. Maybe in a future declutter, I'll get rid of it. This is in shade Showstopper. I'm almost done. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, this is from Pretty Vulgar, and this is in Shimmering Swan. I got this in a BoxyCharm when I had just first started signing up for BoxyCharm. This was like in my second box, I think. It's really dry now. I have to declutter this, but I actually really did love this formula. It did sadly hit dry pan or hard pan, but I've had this for so, so long. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I had a good run with it. I don't know if you could tell how deep this is in the pan. Like, I've actually almost hit pan on this, but I don't think it's good anymore. It just doesn't show up on my skin anymore, so I do have to sadly declutter this. One that I know I am absolutely not decluttering, this is actually relatively new in my collection. This is from Give Me Glow. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna erase this from my hand real quick so I can do a proper swatch of this because this needs its moment to shine. So I actually haven't showed this on camera yet. I just ordered some pigments and this highlight from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and oh my god, am I impressed. This is amazing. The packaging's beautiful, but look at this. I mean, it's like a freaking mirror. Look at that. It's so pretty. I've used this so much since I got it, and I just got it like this past month. So this is in shade Late Night Coastin'. Definitely beautiful for fair to light skin tones. Would be beautiful on anyone, honestly, but especially for fair to light skin tones, if you're looking for that kind of shade, this is beautiful. It has so much glitter in here. It's amazing. I love it. It has this texture where it almost feels dry, but wet at the same time. It's very weird, but look at how blinding that is. Oh my god. Let me see if I can just live swatch this. Wow. I mean, wow. Look at that. That is just so pretty. The shade is perfect for me. The glitter is perfect for me. It's metallic enough that it's not looking like a glittery highlight, but it does have some glitter in it. It is probably the most blinding highlight I have in my collection. This is beautiful. I use this as an inner corner highlight and on the cheeks. You're going for a full beat. This is it. I mean, Instagram worthy highlight. This is it. This is so beautiful. I'm not decluttering this, obviously. I am keeping this. This is never leaving my collection. Until it breaks or until it literally stops working, I'm never letting this go. This is beautiful. I love supporting some indie brands as well. This, it's just so pretty. Let's go with another one that I'm not really sure about. So, Laura Mercier. I have two of them. One I got from TJ Maxx and one I got from BoxyCharm. So they're two different formulas as well. So I have a face illuminator, which is actually a highlight. that's, you know, it calls itself a highlight. And then I have a Matte Radiance Baked Powder that's in Highlight 01, which I'm not actually sure if it's actually a highlighter or if it's just a powder, but it looks like a highlighter on the skin, so I count it as a highlighter. This one is the one I got from TJ Maxx in Indiscretion, and it's an actual highlighter. First of all, I mean, packaging, beautiful. Embossment, beautiful. It has so much movement to it. It looks like fabric. It's gorgeous. Laura Mercier, you got me with your packaging. The formula, I really do enjoy. It's beautiful. It's definitely a thinner formula, not as creamy as some, but the formula is really nice. Now, when you put it next to the other one, it doesn't look as nice, so I'm sorry. But the shade also doesn't work for me. It's too deep for me. It almost just blends in with my skin and doesn't really do anything. So this one I am going to declutter, sadly, but I know that someone is going to get some good use out of this. It's just, if I had the right shade for me, I would really enjoy it. But because it's just not my shade, I have to declutter it. So I will be keeping the Highlight 01 because I did get it in a BoxyCharm, and it's actually a beautiful, sophisticated highlight. There it is right next to the Indiscretion one. But it's definitely one of those hybrid products that I'm not really sure what it was originally intended for, but it actually is a beautiful, sophisticated highlight, so I'm gonna keep that. Let's keep going. I have 3 more to talk about, and then we're done. So, easy one. Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm probably wearing this. It's probably in my description box. I don't know if you could tell how much I've dug into this, but it's amazing. I mean, that's all I can say. It's still amazing, even after all this time and after digging in it. I mean, look at that. This is the most natural looking highlight while still being blinding. If that's what you're looking for, this is it. It's not overly glittery. I don't see any glitter in it really at all. It's more metallic than glitter, and it's super natural looking, but it's also blinding. So it's just very beautiful, sophisticated, beautiful, everyday kind of highlight if you are someone who wants to do full glam all the time. This is beautiful. I have no complaints about this. It's I think one of my favorite highlighters of all time. So I'm keeping this, definitely. We're gonna start with this one. This is from Urban Decay. This is the Space Powder, and it is in shade, I don't know if it has a shade actually, but it's for face and body powder. And it actually is a really cool packaging where it has the product in the top part and then a little brush in the bottom, which I thought was really cool. Really innovative kind of packaging. I don't use the brush at all. I don't think it really applies the product very well. This is another product where it's definitely like a summertime kind of glow. It's beautiful. I mean, look at that. Do I want to keep that for the summertime? You know what? I might. I was originally thinking declutter, but it gives such a beautiful like bronzy glitter to it, which is beautiful for summertime, and we're just about to hit some warmer weather, so I'm gonna keep it because I did not pay full price for this. If I paid full price for it, I would be kind of mad because I don't love it on the cheeks. But for body, definitely a good thing. But would not recommend it at full price at all. Last but not least, I have the Tom Ford Radiant Perfecting Powder in Gilt Glow. And I just got this. Ooh. So I'm definitely gonna keep it. But here is what the shade looks like. It's almost like this white to gold kind of shade that's really, really gorgeous and natural on the skin. It's beautiful. It has a beautiful glow to it with also being sophisticated at the same time. I really do like the shade. I like the packaging. Tom Ford is very bougie. I mean, look at this. It's really pretty. Yeah, I really do like this. It's not my favorite highlighter formula of all time, but it's still a really beautiful highlighter, and I got this on a discount, so I'm happy. All right, so this is my drawer, and this is how it looks with all the things that I am keeping. So it actually is a little bit more sparse than I thought it would look, but I think I am happy with what I have kept. I think all of the ones that I really love, I will use and get more use out of now that I have a more curated highlighter collection, and I'm really happy with this. So That's what matters, right? But yeah, so this is my drawer and it has plenty of room for some new highlighters. So that was the declutter of my highlighter collection for 2021. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will put the totals up here for you of how many I decided to keep and how many I decided to declutter and find new homes for. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have a recommendation of what category of makeup you want to see next from my declutter series, then please let me know. I will try to get through all of my categories somewhat recently and sprinkle in some other videos here and there, but I am moving, so I am going to be trying to do all my declutters in the very near future. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night wherever you are. Please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you want to join my little family here on YouTube. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.